I want to make sure I understand this piece you brought up a couple times about different components that are contained within fat. Because coming into this conversation, the way I look at fat is a substance in our body, and you have your fatty acids that make up adipose tissue. But you're saying there's things like amino acids contained within that? Can you explain that piece?
There's a cell wall, and every cell wall is made up of fatty acids, phospholipids. Embedded in the cell wall is a protein. And the sugars are antennas and receivers and transmitters that are on every cell wall of every cell of your body. Every micro and macro organism, every tree contains a cell with a fatty layer and proteins and sugars on every cell. So when you eat a fat cell, does it have sugars in it? You better believe it does. Does it have amino acids? You better believe it does. Does it have fatty acids? Yes, it does. And it also contains minerals and vitamins. Because if I don't eat for a week, where's my body getting everything I need from my fat? And so the glycobiome is the most powerful, important thing that nobody's talking about.
Well, we'll get there, but I want to say, first of all, you just did clarify that for me. For whatever reason, I'm picturing fat in the body just being these cells that are full of fatty acids. But now that you're explaining the glycan piece and the cell containing these different components, that's making a lot of sense.
So think about it. Where is fat made in the body? It's made in the liver. The liver makes fat. It stores it there. It makes lipoproteins. These lipoproteins are not actually just lipoproteins. They're glycolipoproteins. And they deliver to every cell of your body amino acids, simple sugars, fatty acids, minerals, and vitamins. So this little power pack truck is delivering to every cell of your body what your body needs. And it's also delivering these things to the adipose cells. And so the adipose cells store fat globules, but inside the fatty acid globules is also minerals, vitamins, amino acids, simple sugars. So we're kind of thinking about it the way we've been taught. We've been taught in order for us to make sense of it. But in fact, what animal eats protein? None. No animal eats fat. No animal eats sugars. They eat either plants or animals. And I think that we need to reanalyze and describe this differently. We are animals. As an animal, you're not saying, hey, did you get your proteins today? Did you get your vitamins and minerals today? What other animal does that? And what other animal cooks its food?
None.
You have to wonder if cooking also is a damaging part of our diet. And how many other human civilizations were only plant eaters?
None that I know of.
So did I answer that question about we think of fat as just like lard and tallow. Remember, lard and tallow and ghee are rendered fats.
Yeah, no, you've opened my mind.
And think about it. When you crushed the seed or the plant and extracted the oils, where did it come from? An oil drum? Or it came from the components of the cells of that organism or that plant?
So essentially, you're just saying when we have fat in the body, there's more to that cell than just fatty acids, which is the way I was thinking about it before. The different cellular components that provide things like the amino acids and the sugars.
And the fatty acids and the minerals and vitamins.
Right.
Those are we've just sort of broken it down. I mean, think about minerals and vitamins that someone described them, and then we think about them uniquely as this thing that sits out and the body says, well, I need a little of this and I need a little of this, a little of this. Well, it all comes together. And the majority of what we've done is we've separated everything out and made a science of, well, you need more selenium or more magnesium, or you need, more amino acids, or, well, how do you know? I think we're mostly wrong and we make too complicated of this whole mess. And if you just simply get back to the natural ways of eating and living, hunting and gathering, maximize the meat, minimize the plants, cook the plants well, soak them, ferment them, and work to get more fatty, rare to raw meat.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
If you want to domesticate a lion or a wolf, feed them plants. You want to domesticate a human being? Feed them plants. And it's really as simple as that. Any cut of meat is good, but the fattiest cut is best, and throw in some organic